What up, chicken nuggets? Tyler here with Tarver Cards and Sports Cards Are Dope podcast. We want to talk about today 4 reasons I will grade a card if I want to sell it. Let's get it, bye-bye. This is not for my PC. I have different rules for my PC, which we'll make another episode. Like, subscribe, my boys. And also, if you've rated us 5 stars on Apple or Spotify, you're one person, so thank you so much. I love you. Not only do I love you, I'm in love with you. That's weird. Okay, so these are the 4 reasons I will grade a card. And it's, again, I'm not saying they're right, wrong. I'm just saying this is my opinion. Y'all seen that meme? It's like, that's my opinion. So this is my opinion and why I do it. I would love to know in the comments if you have reasons or things you live by or rules you live by, because we're sharing this. This is not a competition. Be like, I'm more right than you. This is what I've seen success with. This is what I have seen success with. Let's merge those mugs. Synergy, if you will. Okay, so the first one is obvious, I think, and it's the one that gets thrown out a lot. Rookies. Rookies, okay? So any rookie card that you can get graded, it's going to be better. So rookies and stars, but the stars I kind of put in a different category. With rookies, when I'm choosing them, I go based off popularity. So like off this last draft, obviously Jared McCain has a big TikTok following. There are younger people that follow him on TikTok that are going to want to buy his cards. Also, he was straight hooping out the gate. You've also got rookies of, quarterbacks or not my name quarterback. Have y'all seen that meme? Oh man, so good. We still joke around that at my house. Somebody be like, nice catch, cheer. And somebody go, not my name quarterback. It's just fun to say. So if you're looking for rookies, whenever it comes to these cards, that's going to move a lot faster than if it's, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, 10th year players, okay? So rookies are an obvious one, and then the more rare you can get. So I think Wemby just passed Zion for like most graded PSA base cards at like 30,000 or something. It's something insane. But you're going to see rookies still, they still go for $80. It's $20 to grade. You can get the card for 10. If you can pop a 10, you're going to go. And most of those cards, as long as they're centered, they're going to have a better chance because they look cleaner coming out. So rookies and especially big names. Now, another point B on that I'd put is based on location. So I'm in Arkansas. I am way more likely to grade an Arkansas rookie, even if they're not a big name. So like with basketball, like Nick Smith Jr., Anthony Black, even Jordan Walsh, they played at Arkansas for a year or two. So I'm going to grade their stuff because when I go to a card show in Arkansas, yes, a lot of people will have Arkansas player, Treylon Burks, or, who else? Moses Moody. They're going to have those players, but those guys don't get graded quite as often. So if I can have them graded rookies, it's going to move. And also it's going to make people stop at my table. A lot of people are like, what would you, and again, I want parallels. I want, more rare versions. But honestly, if you can get a really high grade of like a clean base rookie of a guy in your area, and you're going to be one of the couple people that have those lower name players at those shows. And so I can go buy, I can pay $3 for that card raw, or I can go get a 10 of it for $30. And you're going to make $10 versus $3. And so just an idea. If you're at a show, go with location. As a guy who does real estate stuff, it matters. Okay. Second tip. Next one, and this one is one that I've actually seen a lot of luck with, and that is famous sets. So, and I really kind of lean in, personally, I lean in on like the 90s and then early 2000s. I don't do quite as much now because a lot of the sets now are based off hype. But if I go in, for example, I collect that EX credentials set. I don't mind having extras of that because they're all numbered out of $4.99. It's the first numbered set of licensed basketball that ever existed. And Adam Gray and I were talking, and he was like, was that or the Legacy the first one? I'm going to say EX Credentials was the first one until I'm proven wrong to my face, and I will do no research. You said you wouldn't fact check me. So I will find those sets, and there's a limited amount with those sets. So like another one that I've sent in, I'll send in Raves and Super Raves. If I get those, I just got a Thurman Thomas Rave. There's only like 100 or 150 of those. I'm going to grade that thing almost every time because there's not near as many popping up for sale. So if somebody goes to look at comps, yes, you might see some raw ones, but if I have an 8.5 or a 9 or even a 7 of that graded, it's different when it's a 20 to 30-year-old card because there's not that many graded. I saw one, it was the Kobe. So I bid, I'm trying to finish that complete set of EX credentials. If you see a 96 Kobe Bryant EX Credentials. It's at a $4.99. It's got the white border. If you can find me one, please. I'm trying to buy one. It's the most expensive card in the set. It's the last one I have out of all 80 cards to get. I bid on it. We were on vacation in Hawaii. That's why I apologize. I didn't have. I missed Friday. I missed Friday, Monday, Wednesday. Try to do these every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I missed the last 3 because we just got back and I have a chance to record. But I was on the beach in Hawaii our last day, and I saw one on eBay pop up. It was through PSA's eBay, and it was an authentic. And I bid 2,000 over where it was at with the last 2 seconds, and I got outbid by $700. So if you see that card, holler at your boy. But I was doing a little research before I started bidding. There's only been 95 of those ever graded with PSA. 95 out of $4.99. So we see the number out of $4.99. We think, oh my gosh, there's almost 500 of those cards. No, there's not. How many of those in the last 30 years have been lost, thrown in the trash, at the dump, just beyond, like sitting in someone's barn somewhere that's never going to be found? Like how many are actually there is way less than that number. And so I'm always going to lean in. And a good way to tell is, can you go on eBay or on the internet right now and buy it? If you can't, that is a rarer card than you think. Even if it's like a no-name, one sold for $30 on bids. Yeah, guess what? It sits on there for 7 days. The wrong person doesn't see it. One guy gets a steal on it. You go in and you set it as a buy it now, and you're the only one available. I overpaid on a Gary Payton Credentials by like 100 and like almost double. I paid $300. The last sale was like $125. It was the only one I could buy, and I was trying to complete that set. I had 4 left at the time. I was like, all right, fine, I'll overpay. So you're giving people limited options, and that's what I'll do. I'll let my rare stuff sit as a buy it now, and every week, 1 or 2 of them will pop off and sell because there's no other options on those cards, especially graded. And so that kind of narrows it in, and it doesn't eliminate comps, but it changes the comps on that. So famous sets, I just sent in a couple mirror red baseball cards because there's hardly any graded and none for sale online. So I'm like, I'll take that. So third tip on what I grade is solid condition stars. And obviously I wouldn't do this for base on solid condition stars, but I would do some like second year silvers of Anthony Edwards. That goes, I think, $5 to $10 raw. Last time I looked, it's a prism. It's the one where he's like jumping and dunking. It's pretty dope looking picture. But I'll go in and buy some of those bigger names, non-rookie years, if it's something that is like sought after. So with prism years, most people want the silver rookie because it's like, it's better, it's a little more rare, but it's also a little more affordable. So I'll go and buy those silvers, and I'll even do that with other years because it's like the name of the player is important. That style, like what is it, variation, the parallel, whatever, that's more important. Even though it doesn't have the rookie card symbol on it, I think you can still have it move. I've seen luck of that. I don't know if you would. I've seen luck with that moving. So solid condition stars of parallels or variations. And again, I'm not talking like, oh, you're not going to sell that for 500. No, I'm not. But I'm also not going to spend a lot. You can get those for like $3 to $10 all day, and then you grade it and you can sell it for 40 to 50. Like you're looking for those like $20 margins in there for those cards. All right. And or fry them. That's the cards that I usually do. And the fourth one is clean vintage. I grade a ton with SGC, and SGC's vintage stuff, one, they're cheaper than PSA, almost everything, and they usually come in a lot faster. I think they're a little backed up now because they've seen a huge volume come in. PSA is backed up as well, but they're a little like an extra week, but you're still talking like less than a month. And I've seen so many vintage cards, especially if you can like go to a table to show and they have a ton of vintage and none of it's graded. That's a good chance that you might be able to find some stuff that's going to have some clean corners, some nice centering. And those vintage cards, if you can get up there, especially like 60s, 50s, and 60s cards, even base guys you've never heard of, if you can get them graded up to like a, 5, 6, 7, 8 range, my goodness, it multiplies beyond the raw. Because if you try to sell it raw, a lot of people, especially online, they're going to compare it to other raw sales, even though we all know not all vintage is created equal because there's such a variation in like the lack of quality vintage stuff with high grades. And honestly, if it's really old, you can toss it in, and like even if it gets a 1, 2, or 3, I've seen some really good success. I bought a card at the Dallas Card Show for like $40. I think it was a 1912, 1913, super old one. It looks like those old Cracker Jack ones. It might have been a Cracker Jack, I can't remember. And like it looks like a Honest Wagner card. I never know. Is it Honest or Honest? I've heard it said both ways. Whatever. At least I know to say Paige Becker's name. Am I right, guys? It's not Paige Buchers. I'm joking. Calm down. I love you guys so much. So whenever you get those older ones, I saw that $40 card. I graded it, got like a 2. I ended up selling it for like $150. So it's like I saw a huge margin on that. It was like almost triple. So you can see that with the really old cards, but look for clean quality vintage and then just grade it. And, you know, a lot of those guys want those in higher grades, or they're trying to complete the set, all SGC. It's a good one to go with. So those are the 4 I go with a lot of times whenever I'm looking at cards. What do you go for? What are you looking for? What are your tips that you would give? And go in and don't bash someone else's tips. Just because you haven't had success with something doesn't mean someone else hasn't. That's one of the things that we have to keep in mind. There's like, I've posted a couple videos recently of like how I deal with like dealers and work with them. And some people are like, I disagree. And other people are like, I completely agree. And it's so funny because everyone is 100% convinced their way is right. And that's why it's such a fun conversation, as long as we keep it civil. Okay, as long as you keep it civil. So be kind in the comments. Give your opinions. What's worked for you? Do you focus on one player? Or are you like, oh, I'm a kaboom guy? I've just seen success with kabooms and those newer inserts. Or, oh, Steph Curry's my guy. People know I'm the Steph Curry guy. They always come to me. Like, where have you seen success? Let us know in the comments. And if you wanted to like and subscribe, I would not be upset with that. And I appreciate you. Have fun, stay sweet, and never stop collecting. Sports cards are dope. So are you. Everybody knows it.